toilet.
Well, the cover After Hours, where the panel and I have a lot more time to chop it up a little bit more alongside Brandon McGee, where everybody just kind of like takes their takes the buttons out.
I'm all set, thank you.
Liz is there, Johnny Mac, even Johnny Mac unbuttoned there, huh?
I like it.
Yeah, why not?
Hey,
I got no buttons.
Hey, during the broadcast show, which airs on Sunday, we tape on Friday, and I think this.
We're letting out our secrets.
Yeah, but we heard Governor Lamont, even though he was here last week and hinted that something was in the offings, and as we taped, he dropped his intent to run with the Secretary of State's office, and I expect a glossy video to be waiting for us all in our inbox with Gaussian filters of him shaking hands in slow motion, right? What do you think, Joe? Huh?
Look, I think this was the filing. He needs to do it. I'm glad he did it. I think it's a great day for Connecticut. Ned Lamont has been the steady hand. He has pushed an agenda that really talked about Connecticut regaining its footing financially, making sure we stuck to the guardrails, but more importantly, helping people, whether it's the money going out for food SNAP, whether it's getting a housing bill over the line, the education funding, so many great steps he's taken. It's a great day for Connecticut.
You think he has that big check, that he's going to give
Ed
to
McMahon
his,
style?
McMahon style, pay to the order of Lamont, 26.
There's
zero.
It's just blank.
Right?
But I think that's in part why he's been successful.
Yep.
He's not dependent on the money. I've talked for weeks on here that this money is a negative effect on our politics. He doesn't have to play that. He leads with his heart. He leads with his brain, and it has been great for Connecticut.
Yeah, but obviously,
Well, $35 million
being
helps.
able to write a check for $25–30 million is help. The history is self-funders tend to lose more than they win. Yeah. But it's not Ned Lamont's money that makes him Ned Lamont. No. Because J.B. Pritzker's got more, and he's an ass. Seriously.
Could you tell us how you really feel?
No, but I mean, look at how Ned Lamont acts. He's a kind person. He's a nice person. He doesn't get sharp politically on occasion.
He explains stuff. What you see in that clip we did on the broadcasting, that's what he is.
Take when Trump wins, for example. Has Ned Lamont criticized Donald Trump? Yes, he has. Has Ned Lamont, gone to his face and called him bad names? No. Because Ned Lamont said, I want to be down meeting with the EPA administrator, Chris Wright, because I want to get that natural gas pipeline from Pennsylvania into Connecticut. That's not because he has money. It's because he's a good human being. So
very good.
And also he's a human being who represents all of us,
yes.
and I feel that, like,
he really does
genuinely.
try to. Yep.
And so it's long overdue. I'm just happy we've been able to turn that page, and hopefully we do see the shiny videos, et cetera.
Yes,
but
I'm sure you
excited
will.
About what's to come.
Is it going to be like in the car, right? What was that?
I like
that.
By the way, that was a great
By the
ad.
way, everyone
What were you,
hated
like,
that ad.
12?
I
Were you
loved
12 at that
spot.
time?
I thought it was a very good ad.
I thought that was a great
As you
ad.
guys know, I love a good campaign ad.
Yes.
He was driving an Audi. He said, I just turned 64. I kind
Yeah.
of feel liberated. I thought that was a great ad. That was his first ad when he ran against.
I think for
forget the guy's
Republicans looking at this, right, if we want to take sort of the other side of the equation, I think if you look at what happened on Tuesday, again, it doesn't, I don't want to overstate it, but I do think it lays out to bear where you have issues. And I think that, the grassroots are in deep trouble on the Republican side of the aisle here. And I think that enthusiasm is going to be a significant issue. That's not a Connecticut problem. That is a national problem. And across the country, for decades, with the exception of George W. Bush in 2002, midterm elections have been awful for the party in charge. Enthusiasm is not on your side. It's harder to organize. And the one thing that is so unique to Donald Trump is that Trump voters, not Republicans, but Trump voters, are high intensity, low propensity. They have such strong emotional connection to the president, and they don't for anyone else. And we saw that very clearly in the 24 presidential election, where you had 16, I think, House congressional Democrats won in districts that Donald Trump won. What does that tell you? There are no coattails, right? These are fervent Trump supporters who go to the polls and just vote for him.
I don't
and
know,
then
but
the
he
rest
got
of
some new voters,
and the rest,
too,
yeah,
so
but they're still Trump voters, and the rest.
Yeah.
But what that means is that the rest of the party is left to fend for itself. And so I like our chances in the legislature. I think that if you're Vin Candelora and you're Steve Harding and you're looking at where do you go from here, you go find those places in those districts where maybe Donald Trump overperformed or what have you. So I think there are places to go.
I'm going to segue into the municipal race results. You know, because one out question on this. What's the over and under on Josh Elliott dropping out at the convention?
Well,
I don't think he gets there.
Josh Elliott won't.
I don't think he
get
gets
15%.
there.
Look, I think.
I'm hopeful for him.
I think there are two things that Ned Lamont has to be worried about. One he can control, one he can't. The one he can control is how does he respond to someone from the far left, a progressive, democratic socialist? How does he answer his differences with them?
Well, that tees it up right here.
Because hold on one second.
Okay.
I think.
Hey, hold on 1 second. It's my
It's his
show.
show.
But if he answers it the right way, it helps Ned Lamont with the moderate voters at Republican.
Let's hear from Josh Elliott here. Punch that in.
What I would say is that he's an exceptional candidate who worked very, very hard and built a mass consciousness around something that everybody feels, which is that a little bit of the sense of dread, a little bit of the sense of desire for hope. And so am I willing and do I want to tap into that? Yes. I don't want to compare myself to Mamdani because he feels very special to me, but if there's anything I can do to replicate as much as possible his campaign, I will try to do.
It was like 12 degrees below zero out there. You got that scarf on. Is that supposed to be a fashion? Is that supposed to be a fashion accessory, or was it actually chilly in that election headquarters? Well, he was talking about Mamdani. What is the effect of Mamdani going forward, and what's the effect of it? Ned Lamont told people to chill out on the Mamdani thing.
Yeah.
But you talk to realtors, including someone McKinney knows, they're saying their phone's ringing.
Yeah, I think you're going to see an exodus in some respects, and you posted on your website earlier in the week about private school interests in Lower Fairfield County. I think that you're going to see that. But politically, I will stand by this. I think that if this had been a one-on-one binary choice election, I think Mamdani would have lost. And it was a 3-4-way race for far too long for the voters to make that adjustment and make that decision. And so I think New York, I am genuinely concerned for the city that I love and have loved since I was the little girl. But I'm hopeful that better sense, and frankly, if a Republican governor is elected in New York, I think that does help offset.
Hey, and
some of the
congratulations
issues in the city.
to the new first selectman of Easton, the only place in the state where
Yes.
they switched it from Democrat to
Yes.
Republican.
God
How
bless
about
it.
that?
Yeah.
Only
And
one, guys, one.
One switch, but
One.
thank God for Molly Spino in Torrington holding on too. She's going to do a great job there.
Yeah, look, the Mamdani thing is very interesting to me, and I try to look at it from just what they did. And I think Donald Trump and Mayor now Mamdani have done similar things. They put these aspirational things out there. They wanted to give hope, whether the
Which is not going to happen. We're going to build a wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. You put that out there, and everyone says, yeah, Mexico's going to pay for it, you know? And then it's like,
I like this segment. I think I do more listening.
I know,
it's like,
Brandon,
it's like,
come on.
no, Mexico's not going to pay for it, you know?
But yeah,
There's going to be
voters
free.
do want hope. They
There's gonna
want
be-
things to change. They're frustrated.
Fired up.
I've said it for weeks. Congress
Fired up over
hasn't passed a budget
Hope
in
and
40
change.
years. Let's do things. Let's move it. And they're willing to take the risk, which, I think is painfully apparent on the Trump side
As
right now.
opposed to the governor, who's measured. And that's just it. He's straight down the road. He's not going to promise that there's going to be 2 chickens in every pot. Google that one. You know?
But
Hard
there's
every
a
driveway.
spillover of a new generation of voters who are saying, I don't care about all of what you guys are doing over there, you were doing over here. We want something new, right? It is very much aspirational, hopeful, all of this. And then you have the institution, the folks with wisdom sitting around the table. Yeah, it's not that easy, microwavable generation. You remember that term?
Yeah.
So how do you bring them together? And socialist or socialism is not a scary term.
Who's the microwave in
is.
basketball? What was his name?
It's not.
Who
Say
was
it again?
Vinnie Johnson?
Didn't you-
the sixth man of the
I
Detroit
know
Pistons.
nothing.
Yeah, the microwave.
Born.
Because he heated up quickly.
So I think socialism is dangerous.
In what
and
ways?
Well,
In
in the
every
fact that
way.
it's never worked anywhere it's ever been. Venezuela used to be one of the richest countries in the world. Now it is.
I think it's an opportunity to
let's go- let's-
reposition the conversation.
Let's go.
You asked about Mamdani
Well, let's go.
affecting us
Let's go
here,
to the
right?
socialist side first before we can play off that. Go ahead.
our politics is the politics of the working class. It's the politics of your average, everyday American. I think that what Zohran Mamdani's campaign has shown is that when you run on a message of hope, on a message of change, on a message of affordability, that you're able to actually bring people out that have never voted before, or that like previously had lost hope that the political process was something that would ever bring them anything meaningful in their life.
Right. Is it interesting that's in a Mexican restaurant, though?
I would just say it's a belief system, but I know you're going to end up.
No, it's
end the block here.
It's a political system where Mamdani tweeted out, "Capitalism is theft." Capitalism is what built
Well, I
this country.
disagree on that.
There are mistakes with capitalism, which
Yes.
we need to correct. I think Mamdani's influence in Connecticut, there are already people leaving the city to move in.
Yeah.
If he gets to achieve everything he wants, it will lead to the destruction of New York, which will lead to companies leaving New York. If the companies stay in New York, Connecticut's going to be fine. If the companies leave New York, we're going to be in huge trouble because they're not coming here.
No, they're
they're
going to
not going to
Miami.
New Jersey.
They're going to
They're going to
Florida.
Dallas and they're going to Miami, and that is the real danger.
Okay.
But let's go,
okay.
let's go back to the
Wait,
regular
Not your
everyday
show.
voter.
I just thought I said McKinney wraps it up.
Oh, all right.
Okay, more to come,
get
though.
fired
More
up.
to come. All right.
Only I can tell Tom what to do.
When we get back, guys, Bristol, Stratford, and like Stanford, 2020, 2030, 2030. All right, let's go.
Caroline Simmons,
Let's go. Here you go.
powerhouse.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Fun it.
Welcome back to Capital After Hours, guys. So much to chop up in this election, and it's like
That red light comes on.
Well, and,
Gotta watch out.
and despite what McKinney talked about is that the Democratic cities are going to be Democratic, and despite the fact that a Republican has been in Ansonia, my old hometown, in my own district, for many terms, and Cassetti was there as a Republican, and everybody would say, "Look at the Naugatuck Valley; they could elect Republicans." They elected Republicans in Derby at one point, but lo and behold, it turned to Democrat.
I'm going to say something that
right?
probably is going to upset you, right? Like,
Maybe
as
me
your
too.
district got more and more Republican, you had a harder time.
Yes.
Right, because the base voter there made your life a little harder. In municipal elections, a municipal leader, whether it's their mayor, first selectman, whatever, can outperform the base party because it's local. You don't get the influx of turnout that you get in a midterm or a presidential election, so it makes it easier. But when you have higher base turnout, which is exactly what Democrats did, they turned out their base, and Republicans didn't. So in those circumstances, now if you are a Republican who is running a Democrat district or town, it makes it even harder.
What are you trying to
for you.
say?
What I'm saying is that the base voter registration matters, and it is intuitive.
Well, in
you
Bristol-
were a victim of the same thing.
And in Bristol, I love revenge races. I mean, anytime
You do not.
a person,
That was my
entire
any person,
You're kidding me.
any person who got killed the last election and now comes back and says, "Guess what? I'm back."
Yeah.
And then goes out and kills the guy in there.
Yeah.
That's good politics.
And in 2 years, we're going to see the third rematch.
Okay, that's right.
Which one?
With who?
We're waiting for Len
Oh, you
Suzio
think Cadge
probably.
comes back? I hope so. I love
let's-
him. He's a tremendous mayor. Did a great job for the city of
Caggiano?
Bristol.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
a good
good
guy.
guy.
Let's
guy.
dig in on Ansonia. a
Losing
little bit.
does.
You just got to go
It
for
does.
it.
Yeah. Look,
Believe me, I know.
I've lost.
Me
We've
too.
all
Keep
lost.
talking.
We've all lost.
Nobody's listening to you. I don't know if you figured that out yet. He's
right.
still talking about Ansonia,
Okay.
and we're commiserating.
All right, talk about it.
No, I'm just saying he was a flawed candidate. It was a flawed campaign. He referred to votes over there as the hood rat vote. He had family members criticizing his campaign.
He said horrible things about Cara Rochelle.
It's just
horrible,
awful.
horrible
We
things.
can't reward that. He wasn't rewarded. Pack your bag, move on, new person.
Move on.
And to that point, he should have, and the people around him should have seen the results of that state rep race
Yes.
as a clear warning of what was coming, and they didn't, and shame on them.
And he even basically put a turf field on Nolan Field in Ansonia. He
You
embraced the
upset-
football
you
culture.
upset about that?
Embraced the football culture.
Yeah,
will
but they're
say
like
there-
0-4 this year.
Yeah, it is.
I'll bring
Nobody
in-
pays attention to high school football scores,
Yes. I
honestly,
don't.
more than you.
It was interesting to see some of the smaller urban towns, if you would, Bloomfield, going back and forth, and the resurgent of some
Big
former
fight in Bloomfield.
Yeah, it's former councilmen and council people, but it was cool to see them finally get in the same room and like they're going on.
Do that again.
There's a lot going on, but Bloomfield is very
and in Big Town, in Stanford, Caroline Simmons, our friend, spouse of Art Linares, former state senator, big win in Stanford.
And I
big win. It was 67%.
I have thought for a very long time that she is in a very strong position to be a Democrat candidate for governor.
30.
Yeah.
30.
I mean, if Ned Lamont hadn't run this time, I figured she'd be one of the top.
I don't think that's probably the case. I think she probably would use a few more terms.
Well, guess what? We don't get a chance to.
There, we don't get. We're good. Yes, go ahead, McKinney.
Let's not look, I think she's terrific. Let's not overstate the
Didn't
victory.
you say in the next census, Stanford's going to be the largest city in the state?
And with what's happening in New York, it might even get bigger.
That's right.
Stanford will be the largest city in the state. It will be the economic engine of the state. But when we're talking about great
With a lot of
victories on
housing
election
Yeah,
night,
that's not
the
what
Tarzias have been running in Stanford forever. You know, they never win. The bigger win was right next door. Fred Camillo,
Freddie.
a Republican, winning a town that elects and is the home to Ned Lamont, Dick Blumenthal, Jim Himes.
Yep.
Democrats underneath the first selectman's race won.
Yeah.
Fred won because he's
Freddie.
governs like Lamont governs.
Because he's Freddie.
Thank you. And I would put Caroline Simmons in that same group.
I
They're
would
the
agree.
same personality. They're wholehearted, good people,
Can
want
I
the
mix
best
it
for
up
the
a little
community.
bit though?
No.
What do you got?
We're in the world because this is all nice and fuzzy. But so we have a president in that he is like boom, 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 right? And so people are actually looking for show up to the fight and boom, boom, boom.
You're dropping your right. You dropped the right.
Oh, I gotta drop the.
Sports,
You gotta
Tom.
keep,
It's
you gotta
sports.
keep that up.
So anyhow, I think it's
Look into a
important that
fight.
we have folks fighting, right? And so to be no shade to Ned Lamont or Caroline Simmons or anybody else playing sort of the middle respectability.
Liz, what do you make of
politics,
Stratford?
We have to figure out how to.
What do I make of Stratford?
Yeah.
The
That's a
same
hook.
thing that happened to Brenda Kupchik happened to Laura Hoydick.
And
Yeah, a little less Laura's
Little
fault
less Laura.
than
Yeah.
And Laura is a good person.
Very good person.
Congratulations. She
Okay.
put her name up for years, served her community and her state. She'll be missed.
Yeah.
I think to Brandon's point, I think that's what the bases want. But you've got a lot of unaffiliated voters. It's the
Yes.
largest block
They
in
wanna
Connecticut.
calm
And I
down.
think they want everybody to act like adults.
I agree.
All right, guys.
That's a good one.
2 in the books, 1 more to go. A short. We'll discuss pick of the table when we get back. Don't go away. Ooh, that. Huh? That's true. All right, guys, we're back with Capital Pro After Hours, where we're kind of going to, the panel is going to go around just going to basically talk about things that either they think is interesting or basically bothers them. You know what bothers me? It bothers me, there was a Hearst headline saying that pay per UConn begins tonight. This was Friday night, with the game against UMass Lowell. And UConn, the state university, our flagship university, where everyone watches UConn basketball, now is behind paywalls for a lot of games, including the Big East tournament. It's going to be on Madison Square Garden. Everyone has these watch parties, and you're going to have to put down the money for Peacock or ESPN Plus. And I just think it's really, really wrong.
Here. I agree.
Right, really wrong.
I actually agree too.
Really wrong. It's
But
not
I'm
good.
gonna take
It's
a
not
sharp-
good.
I'm gonna take a sharp.
And there should be some Republican should put a bill in. I asked ChatGPT to write one. It's pretty easy. This has to end. We got to stop.
I mean, it's not like you don't have the tool. Like, just send it.
Just send it
no,
over.
no, it's like
Post it on the
Ah,
site and just say, here's for you.
Tom, they are all professionals
The speaker
now.
in the House would never go along with it. My friend Mike Kirk at UConn would never go along with it. So, I mean, here we are.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to basically go get all these subscriptions.
Can I just make a, we should just turn
and
this
your wife's going to go,
entire
do you
segment
realize
into
how much the cable bill
the
is?
Tom grinds my gears.
Yeah.
That would be a great segment.
My favorite thing, though, is that I've
grind.
seen all these memes of people being like, remember when we just had cable and that was it?
Right.
And now you have like a million streaming services and
Liz,
things.
Tom
you
and I
have to pay
remember
for.
when we had 3 channels of
channels.
something called UHF.
We remember we had antennas.
How about the
Stand there and
rabbit
hold
ears?
that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right, all right.
to put the
all right.
All right, Brandon,
What do
it's
you got,
your
Big?
turn.
You're up.
All right, so
Sports.
here's my incoming stitch.
Okay, good.
You gotta Google that so you know what it is,
Got it.
right? So, I as a former legislator and one who is very much involved and appreciates politics, I would love to see a Connecticut where we have a person of color in the governor's seat. or a lieutenant governor one day, right?
Yeah, we agree.
That would be amazing, and I think folks like a Gary Winfield would really be proud that I said that out loud, and Pat Billy Miller and others. But I just think it's really interesting.
Well, it's
Why don't you
interesting that
step
when,
up and run? You're
well,
Well, I
better
was
than
just going
Josh
to say,
Elliott.
can I offer that I think that I will say this.
I love you, Josh.
I do think it's a missed opportunity for the Lamont team to not have thought outside the box on that in this cycle, because I think one of the things that you may see, and we've seen it in the polling already, is a drop-off from Democrat support. Now, do I think all those Democrats will come home for him? Probably, but I think mixing it up on the LG side would have been a much better strategy, and there were plenty of opportunities for him.
well,
to
and
do
just
that.
so you know that when McKinney was in charge of redistricting, they had basically thought about carving out one district with Bridgeport and New Haven in there for a congressional seat that would guarantee one person of color, whether it's Hispanic or African American, be a member of Congress among the five.
Nowadays,
well,
By the way,
that would never
we
fly
drew
right
that
now.
thinking
I'm
it
gonna
would
say
make a
something-
Republican congressional seat.
I'm going to say something that you may pick, may make you lose your breath. Good for Johanna Hayes.
Oh,
Wow.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
the mic right on that one.
I am proud of you, Johanna, by the way.
Yeah, she probably doesn't watch After Hours.
All right, what's up?
Oh, I'm sure she does.
I'll be quick on mine.
Okay.
At least I'll try to be. Look, for 2 years, we've sat in the front row and watched Pura energy issues throughout the state of Connecticut be thrown around. It's been embarrassing for many. And now we have a new commission. Governor Lamont has named the commission. And their very first decision that comes out from some of the new members is criticized by everybody for nothing more than political reasons. Stop the insanity. Leave Pura alone. Sit at a table. Come up with energy policy with all the stakeholders that are good for the state. We are not going to win scoring political points off of Pura decisions. It's going to make them be political, which got them into trouble. Let them do their jobs and come up with policies that work.
Right.
Amen. Make
Amen.
Pura boring again.
There you go. Make Pura. Yeah. I mean, we shouldn't even be talking about Pura here.
Ever.
Ever.
And they're good people over there.
It's
Lamont's
like-
a
Although I
pillar.
learned a lot.
It's like talking about the siding
Learned so
council,
much about
you know, or CHA. I mean, we shouldn't be talking about these things. All right, Liz, take it away.
Okay, you know what grinds my gears right now? ESPN and YouTube TV.
Yes.
It's terrible. No,
It's
but you
like-
can't watch
it's like
SportsCenter.
Capitol Report
Pat
not being
McAfee's
played down
off.
Fairfield.
I hate it.
I wonder
They
if
gotta-
ESPN is rolling out their own subscription fee
They
for
do.
for
They
their-
have
That's what I
it.
mean.
It's part
That's
of
why
the
they're doing
Disney
it.
bundle. I'm paying
Yeah.
a gazillion dollars for it.
That's
anyway.
right. They want you to buy.
Tell
Get
me
the
why you're
app.
mad.
Why don't you get the app?
We want socialist TV. Give it to us all.
No, I'm paying for it. I'm not asking the government to pay
No,
for it.
make them pay.
But you can't get
We'll give you a
SportsCenter.
subsidy.
You can't watch college football
I
entirely.
can't watch Capitol
Like,
Report.
I can't
No,
either
the
because
Newsday
I live
app.
in
You get the
Fairfield County,
Newsday
but
app.
I
Kenny,
do
Kenny,
get the app.
You rep
All
the
right.
show.
You know what? I have so many grievances I could do my own podcast. So the question is, am I going to give you one of my grievances that won't get me in trouble, or do you want
No,
one
get
that
in
will
trouble.
get
Go with
me
the
in
Get in
not
trouble?
John, I love you, not trouble.
Okay, this is a twofer.
Twofer.
This is a twofer. It is disgusting that members of Congress are getting their paychecks while
Say that again.
air traffic
give 'em an
controllers
Amen.
and
Amen.
hardworking people aren't. And I even heard one congressperson say, well, I've got to pay rent too. Yeah, no,
So does everyone.
buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we got it.
You
Yeah.
already swore
It's-
once, so.
It's
not
even
good.
more disgusting that some of my old friends in Hartford are giving out bonuses to their employees.
Hear, hear.
And not giving the money back.
Amen.
Every single year I was leader, we gave money back that we didn't spend.
Yeah.
We're just sending a terrible message to people that politicians get money. Politicians have favors when people are struggling. Sorry.
I'll second that. You don't have to be the only one that
Don't
gets
be
in trouble.
sorry.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and I think through the history, and we talked about this, is that from Len Fasano to everybody else, everybody gave them back, right?
Yeah,
Right?
look, well, I had no money at the time, so it was a
Right,
little
right.
different. Well, there was no giving
Same
back;
here.
it was
We had
cutting
nothing to give
positions.
back. Yeah.
All right, guys, that'll be it for Capital After Hours, where we give McKinney the second shot of the day, but he wants to win it.
All right.
He wants to hit it on
Like,
broadcast.
Come on.
Well, it's somewhat okay.
We're out.
Just it's done. Hey, look.
Can we go to the bullpen?
Even Jack
Can we
Nicklaus.
go to the
yeah,
bullpen?
We just need to, it's the,
You're just going to
Even-
slam dunk
You know
it.
what?
is
You know who
what's
I
gonna
am?
happen.
just walk around and place it.
You know who I am.
He'll miss.